In the dead of night, a heavily armed squad, guided by remote orders, scales the walls of Nigerian President Udo's residence. They take out every guard in their path and storm the president's room. Before Udo can react, the assassins riddle him with bullets, snap a photo of his body to confirm the kill, and send it to their superiors. Suddenly, the palace guards catch wind of the attack. The four-man hit team scrambles to escape, clashing fiercely with the security detail. Outnumbered, 3 of the assassins are killed, and 1 is captured alive. The weapons they carried American-made lead Nigeria to suspect the United States orchestrated the hit. Jack Ryan, acting CIA deputy director, gets the news and dives into the investigation, briefing his superiors. From the intel at hand, Ryan suspects that if the United States is tied to this assassination, there's a traitor inside the agency. Digging into Udo's background, Ryan learns the president had no shortage of enemies. After taking office, Udo nationalized Nigeria's resources, earning global fame but crossing powerful corporations with conflicting interests. Ryan's team zeroes in on Econ Ama, a wealthy tycoon and Udo's political rival. Ama's fortune comes from resource extraction, and Udo's policies crushed his business. Whether Ama is the mastermind behind the assassination, though, remains to be proven. Meanwhile, in Mexico, at a lavish party hosted by the Perez drug cartel, a hitman named Chavez arrives with a box. Without a word, he kills Perez, severs his hand, and delivers it to the headquarters of the rival Marquez Yucatan cartel. Chavez, acting on Marquez's orders, eliminates Perez to secure their monopoly over Mexico's drug trade. Recently, Marquez's partner, Cartel, has been plotting with a Myanmar-based trafficking ring to establish a new smuggling route. Cartel, Chavez's cousin, openly shares his plan to expand into Southeast Asia and eventually flood the United States market with drugs. In Myanmar, the leader of the Silver Sen cartel inspects a shipment bound for Marquez, obsessed with maximizing profits, but his second-in-command, Chow Fa, sees a bigger picture. Building alliances and a reliable smuggling route is key to breaking into the United States market. That night, at his casino, Chow Fa checks a secret phone and finds an unread message, a photo of Perez's severed hand. Wasting no time, he books a flight to Mexico to size up Marquez's operation. The next evening, at a Mexican port, Chow Fa meets Cartel, Marquez's sales chief, instead of the boss himself. Out of nowhere, Mexican Coast Guard and a special task force ambush them. A brutal firefight erupts at the docks. In the chaos, Chow Fa and Cartel split up, each fighting to escape. Word of the Mexican shootout reaches Jack Ryan fast. Mexican authorities suspect foreign operatives were involved and they're pointing fingers at the United States. Ryan jumps into the investigation. A quick reminder, former CIA Director Miller was a self-serving schemer who set up secret black ops teams overseas, tasking them with dirty work. This Mexico fiasco has Miller's fingerprints all over it, and Ryan suspects these rogue operatives are his doing. Acting on instinct, he cuts off funding for these covert operations. That night, as Ryan steps into his home, Chavez appears out of nowhere, pressing a gun to his head. He demands Ryan restart Project Pluto, a program Ryan's never heard of. Chavez gives him 24 hours to figure it out. Back at CIA headquarters, Ryan digs into Project Pluto, uncovering a file on Chavez. Turns out, Chavez is a CIA operative. Ryan pulls every record he can find, then arranges a meet with Chavez. He tells him Project Pluto is dead, funding's gone, and there's no way to revive it. Ryan presses Chavez about ex-director Miller. Chavez doesn't know much, only that he takes orders from Waltz, a former CIA officer, the hit squad that targeted Nigeria's president. Waltz ran that op, but every mission Chavez carried out was greenlit and bankrolled by Miller. Miller's rap sheet is long, and Ryan wants to expose it all, but some leads are out of reach. He asks Chavez to team up, hoping to uncover Chavez's current mission. They meet at a diner to hash it out. Chavez spills about Cartel and Chow Fa. Chow Fa secretly contacted him, revealing that Chavez's every move is controlled by Myanmar's Silver Sen cartel. Even their handler in Washington is on Sen's payroll. Chow Fa's true identity remains a mystery, but he warned Chavez that Sen isn't just trafficking drugs, they're tangled in something far worse. To sabotage a deal between Sen and Cartel, Chavez sent his crew to disrupt the Mexican port deal. Ryan and Chavez both want the truth, and the only man with answers is Miller, who's gone off the grid. They have no choice but to track him down. Meanwhile, Chow Fa slips away to Malaysia. His Mexico trip was off the books, and he's covered his tracks with fake evidence. His tip-off to Chavez suggests he might be CIA or maybe he's in Miller's pocket. Sure enough, that night, Chow Fa calls Miller, demanding to know why the mission tanked. Miller blames Chavez. Mid-conversation, Chavez barges into Miller's hideout. Miller cuts the call short. Chavez threatens him, demanding he spill everything to Ryan. After Chavez leaves, Miller texts Waltz, warning that Ryan's officially onto him. Ryan briefs the president. Based on the evidence, he suspects Miller is a mole for the Silver Sen cartel. Miller used his authority to build secret teams like Chavez's, weaponizing them to eliminate Sen's rivals. Chavez's current mission, codenamed Project Pluto, is part of this scheme. The Silver Sen cartel is partnering with drug lords to run operations far deadlier than smuggling. The Mexican cartel is already carving out a pipeline into the United States, posing a massive security threat. If Sen is planning a terrorist attack on American soil, the stakes couldn't be higher. The CIA's motto is prevent, don't react. Chow Fa, Sen's key operative, is the linchpin. Ryan wants to confront Miller face to face, hoping to flip him and get to Chow Fa to unravel the whole conspiracy. The president shuts down Ryan's plan. Confronting Miller directly would not only put Ryan in the crosshairs but also make others suspect he's tangled up in this mess, boxing him into a corner. Ryan, undeterred, doesn't overthink it. That night, he contacts Miller and sets a meet at a park. Face to face, Ryan cuts to the chase, demanding answers. Miller warns him to back off. The mastermind behind this is so powerful, Ryan can't even fathom their reach. Even Waltz is just a small time pawn. Miller urges Ryan to keep Project Pluto running to save his own skin, but Ryan's dead set on taking down the real culprit. If the puppet master is a CIA higher-up, they'd have access to everything: operations, secrets, even Miller's surveillance. Realizing he's in too deep, Miller panics, races home, and starts packing to disappear. But he's one step too slow. The mastermind sends a hitman to silence him for good. By the time Ryan arrives, Miller's gone cold. The murder proves how dangerous this case is. With Miller dead, Chavez is likely next on the hit list. In Nigeria, the assassination of President Udo sparks chaos. Major cities erupt in riots, with Lagos hit hardest. A group of fanatics wreaks havoc on the streets. Rumors swirl that they're loyal to Ikon Ama, who's gunning to replace the interim president. The relentless violence shatters Nigeria's stability, and the public pins Udo's death on the CIA. Elizabeth Wright, acting CIA director, flies to Lagos to assist the interim president and clear the agency's name. Back with Ryan, Miller's death severs every lead. He pins his hopes on Chow Fa, aiming to flip him as an asset to unmask the mastermind. Before his death, Miller got intel from Chow Fa, and now Chavez is the only one who can reach him. But Miller's murder spooks Chavez, who goes into hiding. Chavez slips into a secret safe house, grabbing cash and guns, but he's a man without a plan. Branded a traitor by the cartel, he's got nowhere to run. Chow Fa's odd behavior hasn't yet tipped off the Silver Sen cartel's boss, but the Mexico shootout has him watching closely. He starts monitoring Chow Fa's every move. When a new shipment arrives, the boss orders Chow Fa to handle it, revealing that Silver Sen is also trafficking humans. Ryan's high-profile role as acting deputy director draws too much attention. To move freely, he resigns, handing the job to his trusted friend James Greer. Ryan opts to work in the shadows, despite the president's unease. In Lagos, Elizabeth meets the interim president, only to find Ikon Ama there, swearing he had no hand in Udo's assassination. If it wasn't Ama or the CIA, then who's behind it? The interim president tasks Elizabeth with finding the truth. The Nigerians turn over the lone surviving assassin from Udo's hit squad. Elizabeth finds a phone on him, showing the call was made during the attack. She sends the number to James for analysis. James traces it to a company and heads there to dig deeper, unaware that Waltz is watching from a high window, his eyes glinting with menace. Elsewhere, Ryan's buddy Mike tracks down Chavez in Central California. Ryan races to meet him. Knowing why Ryan's there, Chavez agrees to help but can't reach Chow Fa directly. Instead, he sends a signal and waits for a response. Chavez takes Ryan to Mexico to hunt for Cartel, who's set to meet Chow Fa at a black market hub. Chavez assembles a strike team to hit Cartel's drug lab, luring him out. Sure enough, Cartel rushes to the scene with his crew. Chavez confronts him, demanding the market's location, but Cartel brands him a traitor. Ryan steps in, having Mike snap a photo of the meeting. He threatens Cartel, reveal the market's location, or the photo goes public with a headline screaming "Cartel caught meeting CIA operative." Cornered, Cartel cracks, admitting the market is in Dubrovnik, Croatia, run by Olivsky. Chavez searches Cartel's phone, finding Chow Fa's contact info. First, they need a way into Olivsky's market. The team jets to Croatia, learning Olivsky's market is invite-only. Luckily, Mike secures invitations. Meanwhile, Elizabeth, awaiting James's update, lands back in the United States. She's immediately summoned by Senator Henshaw. Oddly, Henshaw hints she should drop the Nigeria assassination probe, saying it's best left alone. His sudden involvement raises red flags as he more than he seems. Stay tuned. Back with Ryan, Mike learns Olivsky hosts adult parties at the market. He contacts a local madam who controls invitations for girls forced to attend. These women dread going but fear defying Olivsky, a ruthless monster. At first, the madam refuses to help, crossing Olivsky as asking for trouble. But when she learns Ryan's a CIA agent, she agrees, on one condition. After this, Ryan helps her and the girls vanish for good. Ryan seals the deal. That night, with the madam's help, Ryan's team infiltrates the market, a front for an illegal trade hub dealing in military weapons, banned goods, and human trafficking. The attendees are notorious crime lords, including the Silver Sen Cartel's boss, who arrives with his crew to deal with Olivsky. He hands over a suitcase containing 5 detonators, likely for triggering bombs. Mike spots the exchange and moves to stop it but gets nabbed. Olivsky drags him to a secret room for interrogation. Ryan and Chavez, hearing the commotion through comms, take out the guards, storm in, capture Olivsky, and seize the suitcase. Chavez checks the cameras. Olivsky's goons are closing in. They need to bolt. Ryan grills Olivsky about the detonator's purpose, but he stays silent, taunting that they'll never escape. Mike, fed up, shoots Olivsky dead. Chavez snaps a photo of the body, and they leap out a window, fleeing through a back alley. Olivsky's men catch up, forcing the team to jump from a height into the water below, narrowly escaping. Once safe, Chavez sends Chow Fa the photo of Olivsky's corpse. Could this be the signal? As Ryan's team operates, James's investigation hits a breakthrough until Walties ambushes him. James takes a knife wound but, drawing on his military training, wrests the blade and stabs Walties back. He flees to a bridge, jumps into the river, and barely drags himself ashore before passing out. Awakening in a hospital, James orders his team to analyze the blood on the knife to ID his attacker. Chow Fa sees the photo and responds, sending Chavez a location. Ryan's team heads to Myanmar, splitting up to cover ground. Mike goes to Chow Fa's casino to meet him, arranging a rendezvous in an hour. Meanwhile, the WHO sends a delegation to Myanmar to aid children in impoverished areas, invited by a local philanthropist named Zyara. Notably, the delegate is Kathy, Ryan's girlfriend. Zyara's true identity is far from simple. Stay tuned to find out who she really is. Chow Fa meets Ryan, spotting the 5 detonators. He reveals the casino's safe holds even more. Ryan demands to know what the detonators are wired to. Chow Fa's chilling reply: they can link to anything, anywhere, depending on the user's intent. Handing over a keycard, Chow Fa urges Ryan's team to infiltrate the casino and steal the devices. He briefs them on the security system and drops a bombshell. Kathis in Myanmar. Zyara, the mastermind behind it all, lured Kathy here to bait Ryan. Chow Fa begs Ryan to stay calm. Kathis a hostage to control him, but as long as Ryan's alive, she's safe. Chow Fa, one of Zyara's underlings, is desperate to break free from the organization for his wife and child's sake. That's why he's risking everything to help Ryan. With Chow Fa's help, Ryan's team breaches the casino, blowing out the power grid. Chow Fa sabotages the security system, ensuring only their keycard opens the doors. Ryan and Chavez slip into the safe room, where walls are lined with detonators. Meanwhile, Mike takes a helicopter to the coordinates Chow Fa provided to rescue Kathy. Ryan stages a ploy, taking Chow Fa hostage and filming a video for Zyara, demanding she bring Kathy or he'll kill Chow Fa and destroy the detonators. The devices are Zyara's life's work, so she reluctantly agrees. But as she steps out, Mike's helicopter blocks her path, forcing her back inside. In the chaos, Kathy breaks free from her restraints and scrambles onto the chopper. Once she's safe, Ryan's team prepares to pull out. But then, Chow Fa gets a call from his wife. The Silver Sen Cartel's boss has surrounded their home. His cover's blown. Chow Fa races to his house, insisting Ryan's team follow since critical documents on the organization are hidden there. Ryan's reluctant but goes along. Arriving, Chow Fa finds his family unharmed and hurries to get them out. Suddenly, gunfire erupts. Chow Fa takes a bullet and collapses. The shooter, the Silver Sen boss. Knowing he's done for, Chow Fa entrusts Ryan with getting his wife and child to safety while he holds the line. Ryan grabs the documents and speeds off with Chow Fa's family. Moments later, the cartel boss confronts Chow Fa, who triggers a detonator. A massive explosion rips through the house and the casino's safe, killing the boss instantly. Ryan and Chavez reach the airport, but Zayara's goons catch up. The two stay behind to buy time for Chow Fa's family to escape. Oddly, the enemy convoy is still far off. Boarding the plane could have worked, yet Ryan chooses to stand and fight. At the critical moment, Mike swoops in with the chopper, dropping bombs to wipe out the enemy's vanguard, covering the plane's takeoff. Ryan and Chavez leap onto the helicopter, escaping the scene. Tragically, the plane barely gets far before running out of fuel. Zayara's goons catch up, sparking a ferocious firefight on the shore. At the same time, James tracks down Waltz and apprehends him. Shockingly, Waltz's computer screen shows Ryan's team in combat, suggesting Zayara is his boss. A speedboat suddenly appears behind Ryan. Moments later, the terrorists on the cliffs retreat. As Ryan approaches the shore, he's ambushed and kidnapped. He wakes up strung up in a warehouse. Luckily, Chavez and Mike escape, regrouping to resupply and plan Ryan's rescue. Kathy safely returns to the United States, carrying the detonators meant for a deal and a USB from Chow Fa. She hands them to James, who interrogates Waltz about the detonators, demanding to know where the bombs are planted. Waltz refuses to talk, even under threat of death. The USB contains cryptic symbols, possibly bomb locations, but James needs time to decode them. Zayara grills Ryan, desperate to learn what Chow Fa told him. Ryan stays silent, enduring brutal torture. Meanwhile, guided by Mike, Chavez infiltrates the prison where Kathy was held, believing Ryan's there. Mike hunts for another helicopter for backup. Chavez locates Ryan, mowing down Zayara's men. He corners Zayara, shoots her dead, and frees Ryan, getting them both back to the United States. Ryan decodes Chow Fa's clues, uncovering a smuggling route from Myanmar to the United States. The assassination of Nigeria's president wasn't about politics, it was to secure a port for trafficking. That port was part of Udo's nationalization plan. If the government controlled it, Zayara's operation would collapse, so they killed him. Ryan learns a shipment is en route to the United States. Already at the border, he races to intercept it. 5 brand new trucks, approved by a high-ranking United States official under the guise of household goods. The approver is the mastermind. The driver senses trouble, opens fire, and floors it to breach the border checkpoint. Chaos erupts. Police shoot the driver dead, barely regaining control, but his accomplices fight on outside the border. Facing elite SWAT teams, they're quickly wiped out. Ryan uses the detonators to locate bombs rigged in the trucks, disarming them one by one. In the end, the puppet master in the United States government is exposed. Senator Henshaw. To climb the political ladder, Henshaw partnered with terrorist Zayara, endangering national security. He recruited Miller and Waltz as his enforcers for dirty work. Zayara built the drug pipeline, but Henshaw ultimately pays for his crimes. Season 4 of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan wraps here. That's the full story across 4 seasons. What did you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for following along. See you next time.